Morning, Rachel.
Hi Mary, how are you? How are you today?
Good, really good. Yeah.
Oh, that's good to see. So we're going to talk about. Actually, first of all, if you want to just let people know what we have been talking about and what we're going to talk about today.
Okay, so far in the last 2 weeks, we were talking about dealing with a bully and the different methods that they use. And today I'm talking about the last four methods that they use. And they're interesting because remember, bullies aren't just in the workplace, they're at home, they can be in an organization, they're everywhere around us. And it's just awareness is part of the key of learning. So once you're aware of the different methods that you use, and I'm hoping this will help people to realize they are very different methods that they use. So I'm going to start today, Rachel, with the next four methods that they use. Okay.
Right.
So the first one is question abort, and this one is usually used a lot in the boardroom. It's a very interesting one. It's where you are going into a meeting, you're planning what you're going to say in your presentation, and you start talking. And as you're talking, somebody, just as you're going through, somebody says, "Can I ask you?" And you kind of answer their question, and you continue again. And they say, "Can I ask you? Sorry, I didn't get that at all. Can you ask me?" So what they do is they keep interrupting you, and eventually you lose your trail of thought, and then you've lost it. So that's question abort, done very, very smartly on purpose. Because out socially people can interrupt you, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about they're doing it on purpose to really make sure you.
And how do you know they're doing it on purpose? Like, how do you recognize it? That's not just someone that's impatient.
Exactly. You won't recognize it as it's happening. You wouldn't recognize it as it's happening. It will be afterwards when you think back about how your presentation went and it didn't go so well. Then you start looking at why it didn't go so well. And also you've got to remember, how often did the person do it? Because it's all about how often do they do it. So if they interrupted you more than twice at the meeting, which they do, and then you lose your trail of thought, well then it's a form of bullying. That's how you recognize it. So that's the first one. Okay, so that's question abort. The next one is the yo-yo effect, and this is an important one as well. Now, this happens a lot in relationships as well as at work, and where to build you up, where to praise you, and then to knock you down, and to do it, one thing after the other. So an example I always give is, let's say you're going out to a party with your significant other, and he says to you, "Go up and wear that lovely green dress because it matches your green eyes. You look lovely in that." So you're feeling really good. You got upstairs, getting dressed, you're coming down, feeling really good. And as you're coming down the stairs, it goes, "Oh dear, oh no, take that off you. You've lost or you put on loads of weight. Oh my God, take that off you. Or go up with something else on." So you go back up and you're absolutely upset. And you're kind of go, "Oh," and anyway, you find something else to wear, but you're not now in great form. You come back down the stairs, and as you come back down the stairs, you have a face on you. You're sad, you're upset. And he goes, "What's wrong? Just because I told you the truth about what's happening, you're not going to have that face on you all night at the party, are you?" So it's just after 1 minute giving you praise and making you feel wonderful. So you've had that experience, and in the next second, you have the experience of feeling the opposite. That's the yo-yo effect. And again, how often does it happen? If it happens once in a blue moon, it's not bullying, but if it happens a lot in the home or wherever, then it's a form of bullying. So that's the second one. So that's the yo-yo effect. The next one is double bind. And double bind is damned if you do, damned if you don't. And what you mean by that is really you can't please the person. No matter what you do, they're always looking for something else. And it happens with families and siblings where the mother might have a favorite, not nowadays, but it used to be where, if such a one did something, it was all, "Oh, she did a great job." But if such a one did it, "Oh, you know what, I wish she didn't go near the presses." You can never find anything afterwards. So, it's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't. And then the last one today we're talking about, Rachel, is gaslighting.
Yeah.
That's a serious one.
I totally agree.
Yeah, so this is one where people are playing with your mind and manipulating you, the brain washing you into thinking, "Is that what happened?" And making you doubt yourself, doubting your actions. It can go from years ago, it can be over a week ago, and you're saying, "No, I'm sure I did this and this," and "No, you didn't, no, you didn't." And they keep manipulating you into thinking the opposite of what you did. And I've experienced it with friends who's been has experienced gaslighting, and I know somebody that put money on something years ago, and they had an account of it and they wrote it down, and then their partner turned around and said to them, "Did you never give money towards that?" And they're going, "Oh yes, I did. I absolutely know I did." But no, you didn't. And the person was trying so strong to say, "No, you didn't." That's gaslighting. It happens a lot. So that's the last method that I'm talking about today, Rachel.
And just to zone in on the gaslighting, because I think that will hit home for a lot of people. What can people do to, if they're feeling, they're doubting what they're thinking and they're feeling confused and, they're a little bit, feeling down, what can they do to feel better?
Yeah, unfortunately, the first thing that happens, even in any form of bullying, in any method that they use, is you doubt yourself. You doubt yourself. You think it's you. You really do. And if you keep at it and at it and at it, you will start becoming what they're saying. That you'll start believing what they're saying, unless you get help. And getting help, sometimes a friend can help if they're very self-aware. But a lot of the time, you would need to go to a coach or you'd need to go to a counselor if you think it's a pattern and it's happening a lot. If it starts playing on your mind and you start doubting yourself and start doubting your reality of the past, well, then it's time to take action, Rachel, because it is quite serious.
Yeah, it is, and it has long-term effects when people don't address it or they comply with it for long term.
Absolutely.
I've experienced it myself. Yeah, it's an interesting topic. And so, Mary, if anyone wants to contact you today, if anyone was feeling this stress and they felt they could do with some coaching, how could they contact you?
Okay, so they can contact me on marykern.ie, or they can contact me on marykern@coachcenter.com, or on my mobile 086 232 8143. And then the platforms I'm on is LinkedIn and Facebook Centre for Professional and Personal Development.
Brilliant. And so next week we're taking a break. Yeah, you're having a break next week as well? Yeah.
Yes, we're taking a week off, yes. Yeah.
Great. And then the following week we're going to continue on with more videos around stress and resilience, and hopefully we can offer some inspiration for people that are going through some tough times at the moment.
Absolutely, that's all about what this is all about, is helping people, even find one answer to one question that they might have at the moment that's upsetting them.
Yeah, it's nice to let people know that they're not alone,
Exactly.
and that, it doesn't matter where you are in your life right now, someone's, struggling, or, so hopefully these will help people, or give them a place just to, connect.
Yeah, exactly. And even if it just brings their awareness to a situation, it's halfway there,
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's all it's all about, Mary. You're right. It's all about awareness. So thank you, and enjoy your holiday next week and my own.
And you too. Okay, Rachel, and you too.